What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Yo, what's poppin'? All my peeps, it is I, your host, the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, captain of all things nonsensical, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, welcoming you to my house. Welcome you to my house for the second episode of the house show presented to you by Underground Sports Philadelphia. As always, it's me in the Pitts Cave, Shenanigan Shack, whatever you want to call it, talking wrestling once again. We have a big week of wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, with SummerSlam first ever two-night show this week, along with the Elite Wrestling Company tonight as we record, but on Wednesday, and TNA on Thursday. And for the second week in a row, I am joined by the Underground King himself, the man who does it all, KB, producer KB. What's poppin', dude? Good to see you back in my house.
I have returned on the God mic.
The God mic tonight, dude. Second week in a row having you here. You just loved hearing me talk about wrestling that much.
Dude, I have to say, the show was incredible to produce last week, and I got to say the reception overall, social media posts, people flocking, calling in. I mean, back-to-back weeks, we got 5+ calls. That's a great sign. The people are pumped for the house show, and I got to say, like, the more and more you and I both look at it, the more and more we just love this logo, and it's just an awesome kickstart to our first expansion franchise here at the network since 2023.
Yeah, dude, like we were saying before we hopped in, that we need to see this on a hoodie. I want to see people wearing this on a hoodie. I want to see people wearing this on a t-shirt, a hat. I just want to see the logo everywhere because it's fucking awesome. I love it. It's great. And it was sidebar. It was awesome when I came on Underground to promote what I was doing here in the house, and the intern Jacob, I think it is.
Yeah.
Like, so for the context for the peeps, Jacob is our intern here at Underground Sports, helping out KB with anything he needs, as he should. And one of his duties was to be producing the show that I was on, and he's never heard of, like, not never heard of it, but he's never watched wrestling in his life. You know, he was never a fan as a kid growing up, like the stereotypical, childhood boys are. And so he sat in, and at the end of it, go watch the episode because it was really good. I spewed my knowledge. But watching his face afterwards being like, holy shit, like, I don't know what I just listened to, but I'm hooked type of thing. It was awesome to see that reaction. Usually kind of the case here in my life with the amount of people that watch wrestling around me. You know, it's my friends and then coworkers and whatnot. But like, when you can get someone who's not a wrestling fan entertained or into what you're talking about and being like, all right, I'd check it out. It's a great feeling. And that's just not even with wrestling, but just anything, that you love. I mean, I could say that, but, you kind of have made me a little bit of a lacrosse fan. The other night, went to one of my restaurants in like 25 minutes out of Boston. Unbelievable meal. And then we go to the room upstairs because it was one of those hotel restaurant things. Awesome. Go up to the room. And what's the first thing I threw on? PLL. Watch Utah score a goal. I don't know if Utah's even good, but
they're the two-time defending champions, but they are having quite a rough season this year.
Okay. All right. Well, their jerseys aren't looking rough. I'd cop one.
They do have some fun jerseys.
I definitely cop one of those for sure. just like wrestling merch. You can, there's a lot of shit that you can cop over at the WWE shop, any other shit. But enough bullshitting around, Kyle. Enough of this royal rambling. We have a lot to talk about this week in the house because not only do we have our voicemails from the peeps, we also have our first PLE predictions as a house. All right, the house will predict who is going to win on night 1 and night 2. What crazy shit's going to happen? We're going to talk about it. I can guarantee you we definitely have voicemails about it. So, you know what? Let's just start with the voicemails because I have a feeling that we might get a prediction or two from the voicemails, and then we'll fill out the rest like a Mad Lib at the end, KB. Sound good?
Sounds good, Patty Pitts.
Sounds like a plan.
Who do you want us to queue up first on the voicemail list? And like Pitt said, this show is caller driven, Pitsy led. So you can leave Pat a voicemail each and every week. The voicemail line is always open. Leave him a voicemail at speakpipe.com/official house show. That voicemail line is open 24/7, 365. Get your wrestling thoughts, takes, theories, whatever it may be. WWE, TNA, NXT, AEW, even if it's just like some sort of underground, like
Limitless,
low level.
Limitless is
anything.
coming to Maine, Kyle. The Hardys
There
are
you
coming
go.
to Maine August 9th. Who's going to be there? Patty fucking Pitts.
Patty Pitts is going to be there.
Right.
But yeah, leave Pitts a voicemail, speakpipe.com/official house show. And if you want to hear it on the episode, get your calls in before Wednesday at 5 p.m. Otherwise, it'll carry over to next week's show.
Exactly. You heard the God Mike.
So who do we want to start with, Pitsy?
I'm looking here, and I will start with Pablo 2. Pablo 2.
And the reason he's got a 2 next to his name is because Pablo is now a recurring caller.
So my question this week is about wrestlers transitioning into acting and everyone's thoughts on who did it best. We have everyone from Rowdy Roddy Piper back in the day, Lou Albano doing the Super Mario show, fucking Hulk Hogan, terrible actor, The Rock, also a terrible actor, John Cena, who I kind of enjoy, Chris Jericho, I also enjoy, David Batista, outside of playing Rabin in Dune.
That's where it is. I think Pablo just was going.
Yeah, Pablo's phone hit a dead zone there, I think.
But no, Pablo asked a great question, KB, and as you and I both here are fans of movies.
Yes.
And he named a couple people that, are big movie stars now in Hollywood, specifically in that action movie realm. It's a good question. And I want to say that who I think is the best to do it, probably John Cena. Honestly, everyone would think I would want to go The Rock because he was the man that brought me into the Wrestleverse. But no, it's John Cena because of his range. John Cena has incredible range that other WWE wrestlers have not been able to achieve when making that transition. The Rock has just made the same movie over and over again because you can do that in that genre of Hollywood. You can pretty much play the same character, insert different name here, different location. Oh, he's not saving his wife this time. He's saving the daughter or the family or his best friend, Steve. Like it doesn't matter who he's saving or what it is. We haven't seen him really do anything drama outside of that one movie about the UFC fighter that's coming out from A12 that does look really good, and that'll be a nice test to see how far or how much The Rock can test himself, or DJ can test himself. But he's done comedy, but I don't count that as range. I want to see drama, and John Cena has been able to do that with his comedy and drama.
I will give mine here as a movie fan myself. I think it's by far and away Dave Batista.
Okay.
I think Dave, for a lot of the reasons you laid out about John Cena, I think Dave Bautista has the most eclectic range of movie like prowess and what he's been able to kind of like just get his feet wet in terms of just like all of the movies he's been in, whether they're good, bad, or in between. He's kind of been the guy that's been the star. Obviously, everyone loves him as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's fantastic in Dune. Even in that Army of the Dead movie that came out in 2021 on Netflix, he was like the star of that. He was unreal in Knock at the Cabin that came out a couple years ago. He's incredible in Glass Onion, the Knives Out movie as well. Like Dave Bautista like has done, you know, Blade Runner 2049. Like he's been in so many different genres and he's able to adapt to it. I think Dave Bautista, like he's, when it's all said and done for him, he quite frankly is going to be remembered far more for being an incredible actor than I think he will for his wrestling career. And I think that just like tells you so much about how damn good of an actor he's been.
Yeah. I hate to agree though about that because he's everyone knows him as Drax or another character. And no one's gonna remember him as the Animal Batista because Kyle, he was so good as Batista. Like the pyro, like the presentation with the machine gun, pyro fireworks. Fun fact, I was in the early 2000s going to wrestling shows. I had to leave my seat and like go to the bathroom or the concession stand when Batista would make his entrance because I hated the loud noise. I hated the pyro. And I had a timeout when he was going to be on, so it kind of enhanced my knowledge as a wrestling fan. Like, okay, this guy came out next. All right, they're doing a transition into, like this talking segment, promo battle in the ring. Batista won't be out for another half hour. Okay, I'll go and get a hot dog or have to use the bathroom then. Like, I started thinking a weird age how to time out shows. And thank you, Batista, and your machine gun pyro for all of that.
I also think a couple that may have been cut off on Pablo's disconnected call. Let's not forget Randy Macho Man Savage in the original Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
In 2002, going toe-to-toe with Tobey Maguire.
You have that in the Nonsense Wrestling Federation. Spider-Man versus Macho Man.
Playing Bones, starred as Bonesaw McGraw. Just a great name for
that is a great wrestling name.
Marvel wrestling character. And also, let's not forget Vader starring in Boy Meets World.
We will never.
As Frankie Stacchino's dad.
Yeah, in the underground, we do not forget that Vader appeared in Boy Meets World,
which is just so incredible.
Because it's Vader. You know what I mean? It's not like The Miz popping in to be his dad and play his dad. Like, no, that's Vader, the wrestler. It's time. It's Vader time. Like, as a dad, nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I love it. All right, what's the next? Awesome. What's the next voicemail? Who we got?
We've got Martin up next. Here is
Martin.
Martin.
Hi, my name is Martin from Dover, New Hampshire. I was just calling in because there's a new trend of wrestling fans singing the wrestler's theme song as they're coming out to the ring. And I just wanted to know your thoughts on what you think of it. If it's a cool trend or something they should stop. Thanks, I'll hang up.
That's an all-time caller.
Hi, my name is Martin from Dover, New Hampshire.
It's an all-timer right there. That's a new peep right there. Martin from Dover.
Martin and Dover, keep calling, bro.
Martin and Dover, please keep calling and giving your questions because that is a great question. Kyle, if you probably have noticed already, especially when Randy Orton comes out, the crowd sings the wrestler's theme song. That was not the case, at least in America, as I was growing up. You didn't sing the wrestler's theme song. Yeah, you might have done some sort of, chant or like one word like who or something, but never full-fledged singing the lyrics. I love it. I think it is a fantastic new trend that has started within, the WWE universe, wrestling fans all over, because in AEW, they do it for Edge or Cope. Sorry, that's his WWE name. He's Cope now. They do it for him. It's the whole purpose of wrestling is for the crowd. All right. There's people at home. Yeah, it's for us because we're on television, but the people in the crowd are who you should be wrestling for every week or every time you step through that curtain. And you need to make the crowd feel important at these shows. That's what makes them so loud, excited, just loud, period. And by having something like that, one, they remember you. And two, it gives them a reason to believe in you. If they're singing your theme song, it's not because they hate you. There's plenty of wrestlers that I think have great theme songs, but you don't hear me singing their theme song as I'm getting hyped up to a workout. That's the difference. And they're going to come to see you. So it's a great thing to add on to the character and have the fans have a little bit of input as well into the show.
Yeah, I kind of equate it to, me being a new like Premier League soccer fan. Like they have like chants and songs, and like the most notable is like Liverpool with like "You'll Never Walk Alone." Like when that whole stadium is just singing that in tandem with that team or for that team, like that gets you going. Like it's electric. Like right here in Philadelphia, like when the Eagles score a touchdown, you have all of Lincoln Financial Field doing "Fly Eagles Fly" in unison. Like it's unbelievable. And I think when wrestlers have songs that are iconic like that and they have enough of a fan base to get behind, why wouldn't you want to sing along with whatever they were coming out to? That to me is like the ultimate sign of respect and like just like admiration for whoever it is.
Dude, when I have a lot of memories, wrestling memories, going to shows over the years, but the ones that have stuck out to me the most, at least call it recent bias, call it whatever you want, but it's when I'm at these shows and Cody Rhodes comes out and singing along. When Jey Uso came out on Raw, first night as champion, and the entire crowd is not only doing this and yeeting away, but singing his song. It's just me, Oos, and everyone is just going absolutely ballistic. Like that makes you want to come back, and that's the whole objective that WWE is trying to do, is make you come back. They are making you want to come back by you yeeting along with Jey Uso, all right, and singing along to Randy Orton, saying that you have voice in your head. By doing that, it's them inviting you back.
100%. I think it's an easy like break the ice moment to just make people feel comfortable.
Oh, everyone loves singing, dude. Everyone loves singing their favorite song. All right, it's a great thing. Speaking of that, I want to come to an Eagles game when you score a touchdown. Okay, I as a sports fan, yes, like you put by the teams aside, dude, I need to be there when the Eagles score and you guys go, because the Patriots have that with "This Is Our House," like it's Bon Jovi. Who doesn't love Bon Jovi? And then the gunshots going off, the Minutemen, like that's great. That's awesome. But we don't have anything that sing along. Any sport really, except for baseball doesn't. I don't want to count baseball. But like Celtics, Bruins, there's none of that like songs that are like team songs. So I just want to be part of it.
Depending on where you sit at Lincoln Financial Field, you'll have people like conducting the crowd. They're conducting an orchestra in singing that song. And like, I remember I was at Eagles Giants the very first time the Eagles wore the all black uniforms. And there was a guy I was sitting with that I was at the game with, and there was a Giants fan behind us, and he's conducting everyone. He's like, turn around, look at the video board. They put the words on there so even you can sing along.
Well, you know what? He's helping him. That's great
It's
advice.
incredible.
That's just, dude,
We have
sports
that, like Bryson Stott when he comes up to bat with A-OK by Ty Verdez, the whole bank singing along to that.
dude, you're the reason at any time that video of them singing A-OK comes on, and then he hits the home run.
It was a
Immediately
grand slam in
following.
the playoff. I was there.
Like, dude, that's euphoric. Those are the
I go
moments
back.
you pay
The
for.
fact that I got that video, like I recorded a video
Yeah, no, this
from
is
my
not
section with that, and I genuinely go back and watch that video probably like twice a month. At
Were
minimum.
you gonna end it at him taking the first pitch, and then you just kept going? You're like, well, shit, I gotta fucking keep
He
recording.
swung first pitch and just nuked a grand slam, and the place, the non-existent roof got blown off of Citizens Bank Park.
Dude, the old heads are pissed at him swinging at the first pitch. Old heads are
Yelling at the
pissed.
clouds.
What are you doing? Take the first pitch.
It's like the old head wrestling fan. Why are you singing along with this song?
No, clap when he comes out. Oh, you like this heel, but he's a bad guy. You boo him. He wants you to boo. Shut up. Grayson Waller can tell me to shut my mouth, and I'm like, thank you, sir. I don't care.
Oh.
Look at him. Chiseled. All right.
Also,
Who's
before we get to the next voicemail, Pitsy, we had a nice little new Twitter follower this week that I know you were pretty stoked about. Someone that you've been watching their content for quite some time, and he's from your neck of the woods, Jimmy from the Q.
Dude, yes, you're from my country. Essentially, this is my house, but we're in the same country. All right, God's country, motherfucker. Quincy, Massachusetts. City of Presidents. Kyle, did you know that? Did you know that two presidents?
Marshmallows.
Fuck yeah.
I think you need to cut a promo to get Jimmy from the Q to come to the house.
Jimmy, listen. All right. Here in the Pitts house, it's all the nonsense you want. All right. And what do you mean by nonsense? All right. It's wrestling all the time. You know, you want to play SVR? Sure, we got that. You want to play this game? Sure, we got that too. You want to just sit here and watch old 2002 episodes of SmackDown, Eddie Guerrero and Edge going at it in a ladder match? Throw some RVD in there. That'd be amazing. I know you're a Kevin Owens fan like myself, so we can not only watch Kevin Owens, but Kevin Steen Ring of Honor as well. Like, I don't know. I also, all right, that's the nice, because I'll hype up all day, Jimmy. However, I do believe you need to come to the house because we have to settle a score. I've been watching Stash Club Wrestling for at least 2 years now. All right. And I knew I was better than John and the other guy. Shout out Dante. But now you step in here and like you're creeping up in the knowledge department. All right. I think you're on my level. See these two? Yeah, it's champion for a reason. I'll put those on the line. You, me, trivia battle. You pick the time. I got the place. It's at my house. Come through, Jimmy. Let's get it going. What do you say, Kyle? Do we make it happen?
Well
do we
said.
make it happen?
I think that would be a phenomenal first guest appearance for somebody that you've quite frankly looked up to for a long time and have been consuming their content for a long time. I think it makes perfect sense.
And the crazy thing, like that's the thing. I've been watching Stash Club for, like as I said, years. And it was John and Dante first. Dante now does his own thing. John's still on the show with Jimmy. And when I saw Jimmy from the Q at first, I'm like, Quincy, that'll be funny. Like just thinking, okay, it's funny if he would be. And then he put out a tweet about WrestleMania's change of location is now at Quincy Youth Hockey Arena, and I lost it. I thought it was the funniest fucking thing. So then I responded with, oh yeah, and the WrestleMania After Dark parties held at Grumpy White's. Grumpy White's is like the staple of Quincy. Closed down, I think like right before or during COVID. Kyle, it was like Pizza Planet if we were in the Toy Story universe. Like it was the place to go. Next to Darcy's Pub, obviously. So put that, then he liked the tweet, followed each other, and we've been, playing Twitter tag, basically responding to each other's stuff. So I'd love to have him on. He can hear some voicemails too. Definitely, I would love to get his take on some wrestling stuff. I think we have a very similar mindset for the whole business. And no, it'd just be awesome to do something with Stash Club Wrestling. Like, I don't know, it'd be cool. We'll watch him for a while. So
you guys could be next door neighbors. He could be your neighbor in the house.
Dude, you could be the neighbor in the house. Share a pool. It's fine.
Come right on, Jimmy.
Come on.
You heard the man.
Man.
Who you want to hear from next, Pitsy? We got a couple more voicemails here for the people.
Kyle, I thought, why does he still have this number?
I don't even know how he operates sometimes. But
dude, like, why does he have this number?
I will say for everyone out there, I do screen the voicemails prior to the show, so I have an idea for Pitts going into the show. Most of the time, Pitts has no idea who, like, he knows voicemails are coming through, but he doesn't listen to them, so they're a genuine reaction, obviously.
I want to,
but I do have to say I'm happy with this phone call from the fella that you call the Feld one, Delco Danny.
Dude, all right. You know what, Delco Danny, welcome back to the house. And let's hear what you have to say.
Yo, dickhead, it's Delco Danny again, your favorite fucking caller, bro. Calling over here from these hot fucking streets in Delco. It's been a fucking scorcher out here, bro. I can't even cool down. It's ridiculous. But speaking of hot, just wanted to get your thoughts on Hulk Hogan passing away and just your overall thoughts on that, because I think a bunch of your callers probably a bunch of fucking cowards wouldn't want to talk about Hulk Hogan like that, but I figure I'd be the brave one, put on a fucking brave face and be the leader of the pack, talk about Hulk Hogan. I'll hang up and listen, dickhead. All
right. Okay.
Pretty funny. He said, speaking of hot, because we all know where Hulk Hogan is.
Why do you? I'm not saying it, but I'm thinking it. Okay, like
can we, before you even answer, can we just talk about how hysterical of a day it was on Twitter?
Oh my god, yeah, dude. Finding out from legit Twitter, not someone telling me, was one unbelievable. The only time I think that's happened so far was him and Mac Miller, and then me telling Sarah, going about my day for about like an hour and a half, and then immediately had like 3 people text me, so sorry for your loss. So sorry for your loss. Because wrestling. That's what they associate Hulk Hogan with, was wrestling. And they go, oh, who's my friend who loves WWE? Patty fucking Pitts. So they just hit me up and thinking like I was grieving like a Hogan. And I was sad. I was grieving like a wrestling fan, not like a Hogan. And grieving like a wrestling fan is, remembering what he did. We're not here to talk about that. That's Terry or Hulk, whoever. But let's talk about him in the wrestling sphere, all right? Because we like to be positive here in the house, Kyle. All right, we don't like the negativity. That's why we come into the house. And the positive light that I will share is that we would not be here. Like, there would not be a house show. There would not be a WrestleMania. There really might be somewhat of a WWE. I don't want to go that far, but somewhat of a WWE. There would not be any of that without Hulk Hogan and what he did for the industry. He took pro wrestling, which was not popular. It was just, a different form of art at that point, but just physical. And he elevated it to such a grander stage with the integration of pop culture. You know, his appearances on MTV, him teaming with Mr. T at the first ever WrestleMania. And then going on, he goes to Hollywood, but it's like, it's not my thing. I'm going to go back to wrestling. And he goes into wrestling again. Yeah, there was some falling out, steroid usage. I'm not here to talk about that. But I'm here to talk about him going to WCW and changing the game there. Not only with the pop culture and making wrestling cool again with the 90s grunge, all that, but no, being a bad guy. He was, for his entire career, he was the guy that you looked up to. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins. He was your hero. Hulk Hogan was the ultimate good guy. Your Captain America, if we want to make a Marvel comparison. And then he goes over to WCW, the rival company of WWE, which he worked for and built to this mega power of a wrestling federation. And he goes over to the rival and becomes the literal bad guy and creates the NWO, the coolest thing in wrestling at the time. Everyone had an NWO shirt. I still have an NWO shirt. And he revolutionized it that way. Yeah, there was some bullshit and politics aside in the backstage, but I'll keep the positivity train going and say, well, we wouldn't have Dark Side of the Ring and those cool types of stories if that shit didn't happen. So say what you want about him being just kind of an asshole, and that's putting it lightly, outside of the Wrestleverse. But let's not forget how he made us feel as a wrestling fan and how he brought us into this world. You know, like, it's a pretty cool thing. And let's just leave it at that. So
I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I heard Brandon Walker talk about this on Mostly Sports. Shout out to the fine fellas over there. He basically said, like, WWE wouldn't exist right now without Hulk Hogan.
basically, like, I don't want to say it because I just, whatever reason I have in my head, but it would definitely not be on the level that it's at. Like, Kyle, like, you have to think of WrestleMania. Like, the first ever WrestleMania was not supposed to be what it is today. It was a test run of, let's just see what we can do and have these celebrities and pop culture icon, whatever, come in. But they wouldn't have came in without Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Like, Vince McMahon is not the guy you have to sell to, because he's not the guy that's going to be out on camera with them to banter and go back and forth with, you know, and do his thing while allowing them to do their thing. All right. Like, and then having him go into their world and succeed in it, and people be like, who the hell is Hulk Hogan? How the hell do I get arms like him? And he's going on the Tonight Show and doing those things. Like, he was the first superstar to really do that sort of thing that we take for granted now with people like friggin' Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre on Jimmy Kimmel the other night. You know, in the past, Cody Rhodes. If we want to go,
Cody Rhodes is going to be on Hot Ones tomorrow,
dude,
as we record this on Wednesday.
I
But
saw that. I saw that clip they put out to tease it, and I want to watch that. I want to see if he's tough enough for it.
that's going to be awesome to watch.
I couldn't do it. I'm telling you right now, I would tap out so quick. I can't do spicy food. Like, if I'm going to have a buffalo chicken sub from a place I know puts a little too much sauce on it, I get an extra drink or get a water from my house next to me while I have my soda, you know?
Maybe we should make that a subscriber milestone for you, or we don't go nuclear hot with like Da Bomb or The Last Dab or something, but we do like a micro version of Pat Pitt's.
For 1,000, I would. For 1,000, I would.
There you go. 995 more to go. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube.
I feel like there are 1,000 people in this world who want to see me suffer through a hot wing. So My girlfriend
I was
included. So like,
I was
I'm
also thinking about that for you, Pitsy, like with new milestones for like subscribers. You should like set goals, and like when you hit that, you react to like old pay-per-views,
I'm in.
like
I'll do
from
that.
random years, even if it's like before you were born or stuff like that, and like different milestones. Like, oh, we're gonna go watch. I'm bringing this one up because I saw a screenshot of it. 2008 SummerSlam.
Great poster. Great
did you
poster.
see the screenshot of the guy behind the announcer desk?
No, who is it?
It's Jared from Subway in a Colts jersey.
Oh, oh, bro, that's tough. Like,
Someone
there's some
captioned it. Someone
celebs,
captioned it and said they don't even know he's right there.
dude. There are some brutal celeb appearances from WWE past that you look back and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you want for you? Kevin Federline, 2007, main event at a Raw, fought John Cena. Main event, Kevin Federline. Here's the thing, Kyle, because it's 2007 at the time, he won. So he pinned John Cena. Didn't pin him clean, but he pinned him. He pinned him. So just maybe we'll watch that at like 100. I'll do a reaction video to Kevin Federline ridiculously winning. But yeah. All right, 100 subscribers. I'll do it for that. So
there we go.
Put it out there.
Should we get to the next caller, Pitsy?
Yeah. Who do we got? Steve-O? Is that who I think it is?
Steve-O, we're gonna save him for the very end of the show.
Fine.
But you can leave Pitsy a voicemail at speakpipe.com/official house show. Leave him a voicemail so that he can react like he's been doing all show. You guys drive the content. Pitsy just elaborates on it. So leave him a voicemail, speakpipe.com/official house show. And Pitsy, I know we have some other topics that you'll be bringing up because SummerSlam is this weekend. So you'll go into that once we wrap on the voicemails. But I think this is a good lead into that from my good pal Neil, who hosts the Run Out podcast. He's from the lacrosse Twitter universe, but he's also a big wrestling fan. So here is Neil Barrett.
What's up, Patty? This is Neil. My prediction for SummerSlam is that CM Punk beats Gunther and Seth Rollins' music hits and he cashes in the briefcase and takes the title off of CM Punk, fulfilling his promise that CM Punk would never be a WWE champion while he still has air in his lungs. What do you think?
Neil, thank you for the call. Thank you for the prediction. I'm going to go all into that after we get to our calls. I love every bit of what you're saying, except for the fact that Seth cashes in on Gunther or Punk in that match. Okay. I don't believe it would be that match because Seth's already held that world championship, and in a lot of his promos, what he's been saying is how he wants to be a top at WWE. And he's already had interactions with Cena and Cody before. That's one thing that this new era, Papa Paul's WWE, has given us, is that you have to pay attention to every little detail and even the little interactions like that. Seth can be that guy to turn Cena back face, because let's face it, Cena cannot end his retirement tour a bad guy. You just can't. It just, no, that's not what the fans want. It's been great. This heel run's been fantastic in my opinion, but it needs to end. There needs to be a climax to this so we can have the happy ending that is John Cena's final match. Seth Rollins would be the guy to do that. Seth right now is aiming to be the overarching villain of WWE. Gunther's just the villain on whatever show he's on. It's just whatever show he's on. All right. He is who he is. All right. But Seth wants to be the overarching dark force of the WWE. That's why he's teamed up with Paul Heyman, who he now calls the Oracle. That's why he's aligned himself with the Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. And what they're doing with that is elevating Braun Breaker to be the next face of some sorts of WWE. He's got it. I mean, did you see what the backstage segment last week on Raw? Him talking to Heyman, and then the end of it where he pretty much steals Roman's promo before Crown Jewel and is like, "This is my ring. Those fans, they bark for me." I mean, that's a Crown Jewel promo, bar for bar, word for word. I want Gunther. I think Gunther needs to retain against Punk. I am a big Gunther fan. Love that style of wrestling, and he's that final boss without saying it. Like, if you're thinking Mike Tyson Punch Out, he's Mike Tyson. Like, he is Bowser in Mario. All right, like, he's Bowser. That's his role right now, and the only way to legitimize him and make him on that level is to just keep the title on him. Who really, the Jey Uso is great, and okay, it makes sense for, yeah, whatever, but now who else? Who's on that level? And right now, Seth is better off going after the WWE Championship and screwing Cody than screwing CM Punk again. Like, go away from CM Punk for a little bit. Like, yeah, bad blood. Let's let it sizzle for a little bit and then revisit it once we get back into War Games season and Royal Rumble season. You know, I just don't feel like SummerSlam season is the time for it.
It's going to be interesting. I feel like it's a perfect layup for you to get into your predictions here. We'll save the Steve-O call for the very end. So
he would love to know that he's the main event of the show. Just you know that his ego just would love to know that he's closing the show.
Oh, 100%.
100%. God, that ego maniac. All right. Anyways, let's get to some predictions, Kyle.
Let's do it.
All right. So we got night. We're gonna go night by night. Thanks to the the amazing Denise Eldado, wrestling content creator, who killing it. Go check out her stuff. She posted the graphic of both nights' match cards. So I'm going to go through it right now, starting with the women's tag team match. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, Judgment Day, taking on Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Now, I've loved the friends of conveniency, or it's allies of conveniency. They're not friends. That's the tagline. They're not friends. They're allies in convenience. And I think there's more to tell there with that story. There's more to tell there with them winning the tag titles. All right. Friends don't become champions together. You know, what happens when allies of convenience do, you know, and for Judgment Day to lose their titles after everything, it's more fitting that way. You know, the power shift balance. I'm going with Alexa and Charlotte on this one, Kyle. I have a feeling that we're going to see some nonsense happen at SummerSlam. This would definitely be the start of it. Because we have this, you got to think of it like a season finale. If we're thinking of a show, you got to think of these big 4 pay-per-views as season finales to a show. And this is how you go into the next season with a little bit of intrigue. A little bit like, ooh, what's the tea going on? Oh, they lost their championships? How? How's Liv going to feel? How's Liv going to feel that she comes back to Judgment Day and she doesn't have her championship anymore? Now Roxanne's coming in here. She lost her championship. She's taking her man. What's going on there? You know, so that seems more appealing to me. I'm going with Alexa and Charlotte on that. All right. Match 2. I already said it already. So quasi yield to redundancy. I'm going with Gunther over Punk. Gunther needs to be the Bowser, the final boss of Raw on Netflix right now. CM Punk does not need the World Heavyweight Championship at this moment. I would much rather see him win it one final time on like a send-off tour type of thing. You know, it just doesn't make sense for storylines and everything right now. and I want Gunther to face Ilya Dragunov soon. We haven't seen Ilya Dragunov in a light year, it feels like. So my fandom wants me to see that match and happen soon. So I'm going with my gut there in Gunther. All right, number 3, we got a match that might not even happen, really. We have Randy Orton and Jelly Roll taking on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Kyle, do you know what's going on with Drew McIntyre at this moment?
He's bored at work.
He's bored over in the UK because motherfucker doesn't have his passport to get back into the US. So he has been landlocked in the UK. I think it's London. He was at a friend's wedding. He posted a video explaining the whole situation. Basically, went to go get on the flight, and he had like one passport but didn't have the other. I don't know, but specifically, but yeah, something like that. Here's my thing though, Kyle, with that. So you have a week, like it happened on Friday last week. Why wouldn't someone grab the passport where it is, fly, like put it in their suitcase, fly it to them, and then fly back?
Right.
You have the money, and it's WWE. Like, you can expense it. This is a work valid reason to use a company card. If there was any time to use a company card to book a flight to London, it's to go get your top heel back. Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Right.
I don't. That confused me. But whatever. I have a simple brain. I understand. My prediction in this match, though, regardless if it's Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, if it's Carmelo Hayes or Logan Paul, or even if it's The Miz and Logan Paul, I still got Jelly Roll and RKO winning this match. You're going to sit here and tell me that you're going to have Jelly Roll on the mat to end this match? This is going to be a match to get the crowd fired up. Jelly Roll is going to hit a choke slam and shock the entire WWE universe of how well he can perform in the ring. All right, I'm pumped for this, and I'm pumped to see an RKO out of nowhere. Maybe Jelly even hits a JRKO out of nowhere. You never know. All right, so
maybe they hit a peanut butter and jelly RKO.
Bro,
nice little sandwich action.
Dude, I have some Uncrustables in the fridge now that you just made me hungry. Might eat that after we record here, but put my hunger to the side because we have to keep predicting here. We got another tag match, 3 tag team matches on Saturday night, 0, Kyle, on Sunday. Final tag team match of the night. We have Roman Reigns, our tribal, it's OC1. It's original TC1. It's TC1, Tribal Chief 1. That's what, because it's QB1, whatever. TC1 and Jey Uso taking on the Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. I'm torn with this match, really. I don't know what direction they're going to go in. So the wrestling fan in me is happy about that. But for predictions, I want to predict. I want to see Braun Breaker win, but the problem is that, like, there's nowhere to really go for him if he does. Like, cool, he beat Roman Reigns. I don't know. I'm going Roman. I'm going with my gut. I'm saying Roman and Jay. I haven't really thought that out. Tune in to No Nights Off tomorrow for my full thoughts. Because
did I miss something with Roman and Jay, like, being kosher again together?
Yeah, you missed an episode of Raw where you returned, and then to help Jay and also to get revenge on Paul Heyman and his lackeys for taking him out and betraying him. When he saw Jay, his Samoan brother, in the ring on the ground, he picked him up, lent out the hand, grabbed the hand, and it was a whole like, oh, they made up type of thing. And then he put out a challenge to him on social media saying, will you be my partner at SummerSlam? So, yeah. Not missing much. Yeah, there wasn't a big theatrical thing like they usually do. So we got Roman and Jay winning. I don't care what the old heads say. He can win, and it's fine. Tiffany versus Jade. To be honest, if you asked me 2 weeks ago before Evolution what my predictions were for this match. I'd have one answer for you, but now I have another because Naomi is champion and will be defending the title on night 2. So I'm gonna go Tiffy. I think it's Tiffy's time. I think Jade deserves to be in the title picture and competing in championship matches, but to put the belt on her right now is just a little bit too early. I want to see some more development, obviously in the ring and those types of matches, but with the Naomi, like wrap up that Naomi and Bianca storyline and then move over to being in the title picture. Yeah, that's what I see. So I'm going Tiffy time. All right, I'm writing Tiffy time. All right, we got match number 6 on the night. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. If Karrion Kross doesn't win this match, I'm riding. All right, I'm gonna be real pissed. So I want to see Karrion Kross demolish Sami Zayn. I want to see the Righteous, who are Vincent, and I forget the other guy's name. I'm so sorry, other guy. Formerly in AEW, the Elite Wrestling Company, and Ring of Honor. They would align themselves with Karrion Kross. I don't know how they'll do it, but the point is that it would happen. And then Sami Zayn go away for a while and come back with a fire inside him that he didn't have before, but has now because Kross crossed his path. See what I did there? Yeah, it's nice. So, yeah, I want to see Kross win. I want to see Sami go away for a while and Kross get elevated to at least the Intercontinental title picture. Now that the Judgment Day doesn't have their women's tag team championship, the next domino to fall is Dominic. Bars. All right, so I got Kross on that one. All right, so now we're going to night 2. Kyle, we're going to night 2. I just said his name, so he appears on my screen. Dominic Mysterio defending the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles, the Phenomenal One. This one might steal the weekend. This is my dark horse to steal the show during not only on Sunday, but the weekend. Dominic needs to win and defend the title against guys like this and be in the ring with guys like this to elevate to that next level. He does need to. I want to see Dom win. I want to see Dom win this match and beat AJ. Nice. Like, AJ doesn't need the belt right now. I want to see him actually go over to TNA because he appeared in TNA for Slammiversary and gave the props to Leon Slater, the youngest X Division champion of all time now. I want to see him start something with Leon Slater. So wrap up what you got with Dominic, have him lose it to Kross, and then go and be a bad guy, or not even be a bad guy, but just fight against Leon Slater. That's what I want. All right, what do we got next? We got, let me write this down. I got Dirty Dom in that match. All right, I'll save that for the main event. Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa fighting in a steel cage for the United States Championship. I want this to me. I'm going Fatu. I'm going Jacob Fatu. Samoan Werewolf. Yeah, a lot of people could make the argument that Solo still needs the title, but the job has been done. You know, Solo looks good in gold. He's got the MFTs. You know, they don't need to be on top anymore. I feel like they need to be chasing something and keep chasing Jacob Fatu with the title. Like, I want to see some shit in this match. Like, I want to see Jacob Fatu do a moonsault off the cage. Like, that type of nonsense. Interesting note, Rikishi canceled his WrestleCon appearances this weekend. That's usually an indicator, Kyle, of someone making a return or a surprise appearance in WWE programming if they cancel their appearances leading up to that and obviously prior if it's a contract situation. And if Rikishi does get in this match, God, I'll pop. I'll pop a little bit. That'd be awesome because we haven't seen Rikishi in a WWE ring since he was dancing with his sons when they were the Usos tagging with the face paint and the Samoan stuff. So yeah, I'm going with Jacob for 2 on that one. God, it's just terrible. Becky Lynch taking on Lyra Valkyria in a essentially no holds barred match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Stipulation being that if Lyra loses, she cannot challenge for the Intercontinental Championship anymore. Here's another indicator of who's going to win that match. When the stipulation is they cannot challenge for it anymore, and they have a contract still with that company, most likely they're probably going to win. So I'm going with Lyra. I think this match is another candidate to steal the show this weekend. Becky Lynch is so good at putting over the other girls and giving them their moment to enhance the division as a whole. Becky knows that she doesn't need to be the longest reigning Women's Intercontinental Champion to make an impact in that division. Lyra winning and moving on to give that title some credibility and prestige is what's best for the division. So I'm going with Lyra. I want, and I'm sick of the hate that Lyra gets. All right, I sent you a video, Kyle, of this motherfucker just flat out disrespecting Lyra Valkyria, calling her the bird lady. She's not even good in the ring. Get bent. She's fantastic in the ring and could wrestle circles around your ass. All right, like what she's doing in the ring, I want to see more of by other WWE women wrestlers. You could tell immediately when someone just trashes a wrestler like that. They can say, "Oh, I'm not a fan of them," but yeah, they're cool. That's kind of like, all right, yeah, they just whatever. But when you see someone trashing someone like a Lyra Valkyria for no reason, it's like they don't know ball. Like, I hate to break it to you, but you don't know ball if you're saying she's not good in the ring. I don't know her other than the bird lady. Dude, she's fantastic. She's doing a fine job. Oh, God, those lemons in the world. All right, we still got some more matches. Sorry, that really just I wanted to get that out. Naomi, Io, and Rhea Ripley for triple threat for the Women's World Championship. Naomi being the champion. I'm torn. Rhea, I don't want Rhea to win. I'm sorry. I love you, Rhea Ripley. But no. I really want to see Io Sky win. I really do. Here's the thing. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I don't. I just... Naomi's so red hot right now. So red hot. She's killing it in this new version of herself. I have to stick with her as my gut. But I will say that I would be pleasantly surprised, pleasantly shocked, some might say, if Io Sky picks up the victory. But for now, for the predictions, for the sake of being right, I will put Naomi. And your main event, John Cena, the Unseen 17, defending the WWE Undisputed Championship against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And here's where I think shit's going to hit the fan. I think, for the sake of predictions, Cody Rhodes will get the pin. All right, he'll get the pin. But I don't think he'll walk out champion. I have a feeling Seth's music's going to hit. And you know what? Fuck it. It's what I want to happen. It's what I want to happen. I want to see Seth come out and hobble a little bit. Okay. Crutches, everything. Thinking that he's going to cash in Money in the Bank. Paul Heyman hands him the briefcase. Seth takes it in his hand. But what's that? Seth isn't moving. Seth's not walking to the ring. Hold on a second. It's Braun Breaker taking the briefcase, getting the WWE Championship, and bringing it back to everyone. And then Seth will be champion, but anytime he needs to defend it, they're going to throw Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed at him because Seth can't compete. And I know Seth's hurt. A lot of speculations going on around Seth being hurt. That's what I'm going to give you with him being worst case scenario out until like Royal Rumble. All right. But God damn it, how fucking awesome would it be if Braun Breaker cashes in? Because we've seen this in AEW where Luchasaurus, this wrestler who, embodied Jurassic Park, he was the TNT champion, but he was with this guy named Christian Cage. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but my wrestling peeps have. And Christian Cage was the TNT champion, but he never wrestled. Anytime he wanted to defend it, he would just send Luchasaurus to go defend it. So we've seen it done before, but not on the level and magnitude that is the Money in the Bank briefcase cashing in for the world title. So you know what? In this age of WWE Unreal, lifting up the curtain, just let's fire the nonsense at him. I'm for it. So that's my pick, Kyle. Those are my predictions for both night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. I mean, SummerSlam, the WrestleMania of the summer.
The WrestleMania of the summer. Anything else, Pitts, before we play this final voicemail for the people?
I wanted to watch more of WWE Unreal before we hopped in here, but just life gets in the way. I'm probably going to watch that after we hop off here. Although Dynamite's on, so who knows. But what I have watched so far was the first 20 minutes, and it's really good. It is for the nerd wrestling fan who just wants to know everything they possibly can about this industry. It's perfect. It's awesome. The old heads are going to hate it. They're going to hate it for really lifting up the curtain. And I mean, a camera in the writer's room, that's wild. It really feels like Hard Knocks, Kyle, essentially. That's a good way I would describe it to like a sports fan, is that it's basically Hard Knocks because they're giving you inside the locker room and giving you pre-game type of material. So I cannot wait to watch more of it and dissect it, because that's been my dream when I realized that I probably wasn't going to be a wrestler, was to at least be in that writer's room or know what goes on and all that. So I'm going to watch the shit out of it. And for anyone who says I hate it, like, get bent. Like, we live in a world where you're always being watched. All right. Get used to it. That's all I got, really. I for other topics. SummerSlam's this week. Dynamite's about to watch after we hop in out of here. And no nights off tomorrow. I'm going to give my full predictions with Sarah. All right. I gave you a little taste, a little preview of my predictions. I mean, I haven't really flushed out Roman and Jay, but I'm going with it. So tune in tomorrow for that. And all the other stuff. An update on the Nonsense Wrestling Federation. Kyle, I said if I get 10 subscribers on the twitch.tv/Nonsense Sports Network, I would stream the Nonsense Wrestling Federation, because, all right, then you have some sort of viewers. Because if not, I'll just do it on my own. I don't care. It's my entertainment. But I want to commentate, but I want to commentate for an audience, So if we get a goal here, I'll do it. I just want to put a goal on it. Maybe we get to 50 subscribers.
I like that.
50 subscribers. All right, then I will do it. And I'll commentate on the Nonsense Wrestling Federation. I mean, for God's sakes, last night, dude, Undertaker main evented SmackDown against Scooby-Doo. I mean,
Roinks, Raggy.
Hello, good man.
I also want people to call into the voicemail line during SummerSlam for you, because the voicemail line's open. Like, I want people flipping their lids, calling into the voicemail line as things are unfolding during SummerSlam. So we have that to like carry over from the weekend into the start of a new week. I think that would be electric, just hearing people go absolutely banana land.
There's a lot to go banana land over. I mean, if certain people win, I feel like we will have like riots. Like people, at least online, Twitter's gonna be just a fun house. It just the IWC is so toxic, man. But anyways, yeah, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be great.
Are you ready for this last voicemail, Pitts?
I do. I've been on the edge of my seat.
So this voicemail comes from Steve-O, because Pitsy, I do have some bad news. I will not be around next Wednesday to produce the show.
Okay.
I will be at an AJR concert with my sister in Camden, which I'm very much looking forward to. It's going to be a blast of a time.
Hell yeah.
I will miss kicking it in the house, but my good pal Steve-O called in to give you a little breaking news.
Oh, okay.
What up, Patty P? It's your boy Stevie Mac. Really excited to let you know that I'm producing your show next week. Gonna be a fucking great time. Gonna have some fun, do some laughs, chat about a bunch of shit, and maybe we'll talk about how awesome Kevin Owens is and how low key we kind of look like. I'll see you next week, brother.
All right. First off, I look like Kevin Owens over anyone here. All right. I went for him as Halloween. It was the only I had people actually, when I did the side by side, like, holy shit, they were shocked. Oh, it was great. Dude, that's awesome that Steve's gonna be producing next week. Like, that's what. So, all right, I want to know his level of fandom when it comes to this, because like I'm always interested in knowing when people started and when people phased out of watching the product. Because I mean, it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. I totally understand that. And you always come back at the end of the day. You always come back. That's why I'm here right now. I had a hiatus from what is it? Infancy to about 6th grade, 6th to 12th grade. Got back into its sophomore year of high school. And then high school friends were like, okay, that's cool. We don't like it though. It's like, well, I have 2 TVs, and if you come over, you get to watch Sunday Night Football while I watch the pay-per-views. And like, deal, we got it. So, fun fact: same night that Sting debuted in WWE was the Odell Beckham Jr. helmet catch. It was the same night. Because we were all watching it down here. That was a fun night. And then took a little bit of hiatus. Not even really. I think the next one after that was COVID, like right before that, graduating, and you had to get serious about life. And then when I got serious about life threw the biggest joke at me, and it was 3-year quarantine, but that's another conversation. So we got out of it then. I didn't really watch a lot of the COVID era. I would like to go back to it, maybe for like a Patreon or content here. Because I mean, I have only seen clips of Retribution. And from what I know and I've heard about it, Dijak's interview and others, like just an absolute mess. So to watch that would be interesting. I missed a little bit of the Fiend though. I was sad about that. Obviously, it was Bray Wyatt being one of my favorites of all time. So I like to go back and watch that. So there's stuff that I would like to go back to. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just rambled for a long time, but I would like to see where Steve was at or what he watched. You know, everyone playing the games, just so yeah. And I don't think he looks like Kevin Owens. If anyone, I look like Kevin Owens. All right, I'm like hung up on that. He does not look like Kevin Owens. He looks like Fozzie Bear. All right, like
Waka waka.
Yeah, get him in a corduroy sweater and some tea. Like, dude, he's on the lines of Paddington Bear.
That's got to be his Halloween costume.
Dude, if he dressed up as like Paddington Bear, or like, honestly, Winnie the Pooh.
Just no pants.
Just no. I don't know if I want that. It's just maybe in your own Catholic household, but not here.
Oh my gosh. Pitch, you did put an Instagram poll up on your Instagram
I
this
did.
week.
I did.
Which you guys should follow the house show on social media. Twitter is at
Yes.
Real House Show, and everything else social media wise is at Official House Show. You asked the people their favorite SummerSlam moments.
I
I think
did.
that's a perfect way to cap things off. Now that you know who your producer will be next week going into a post SummerSlam episode of the house show, what were some of the responses that people dished out?
I saw my boy Shake over at the Ringside Rant podcast or Stadium Rant. He immediately swiped up and said Brock versus Roman, last man standing. Which, Kyle, if you don't remember what that is, that's the match where Brock brought a legit bulldozer to the ring and then lifted the ring on its side to get Roman out of the ring to try to just bury Roman under the ring. Cinema, baby. All right, like that, just cinema. So that was obviously that's a top one in my book. Not my personal favorite, but oh my god, when you look back on SummerSlam, we had Jay Burke 18 say Edge versus Taker SummerSlam 08 Hell in a Cell, quality match. That match is really good. Like that, Edge and Undertaker had a hellacious feud in the early 2000s or late 2000s, excuse me. And their Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam was awesome, ending with Undertaker chokeslamming him through the ring, and then the spot where he went through, fire came out, just like, oh, you gotta love wrestling in 2008. And then, B lands with 4 Z's, unreal. Buzz lands, Buzz Lightyear.
Yo, we're gonna start calling that guy Buzz. Buzz needs to call into the voicemail line.
Dude, we need Buzz. We do need Buzz to call into the voicemail. 100%.
Yeah, what up, Buzz?
What up, Buzz? How you doing? He said Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian, TLC. Fun fact, that's TLC 1. That's not the famous one that everyone remembers for Jeff Hardy being speared in the air. God, that was the first ever TLC match at SummerSlam, and it was a great start. Sometimes, it's usually the sequel is not better than the original, but in this case, it was still a awesome SummerSlam match. It just, yeah, incredible. That was an unreal match. Yeah, and then I got all of them. I got the 3. So, yeah, those are my responses.
That rocks. Yeah, should be a fun weekend for you. You got a loaded weekend with the wrestling. I got a loaded weekend with the fightings.
I know, dude. Speaking of entrances, you just got the MLB's greatest professional wrestler in Johan Duran. With that entrance, that's sports entertainment. Like, that is pro wrestling.
That entrance, I as much as I want the Phillies to always like win in some blood, I need a Duran entrance Friday night when I'm at the bank for Jimmy Rollins Wall of Fame induction night, and that place is going absolutely raucous.
That place is gonna be a madhouse on Friday. That's just the cherry on top, because you have that's gonna be a special night for you, J-Roll getting inducted, and just the cherry on top being the hot new toy you guys just trade for, coming in to get the crowd absolutely bring him in with a 4-run lead, just for shits and gigs, just for the presentation. Dude, who cares if you're 5-0? Bring the motherfucker in. All right, just to have him throw 1 pitch, but the entrance is worth it. It's so worth it.
It's gonna be electric. It's gonna be en fuego, and I'm so excited. I'm running everywhere. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
Quote Pat Pitts.
Fucking quote machine at this point.
Pitsy, let's shut it down. Tell the people where to follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you to everybody that subscribed in week 1, and let's keep the numbies rolling.
Yeah, let's keep those numbers going up. And to do that, you got to hit subscribe here on YouTube. Hit the bell notification if you're here. If you're on Apple or Spotify, hit that subscribe button as well. Leave a review, comment, whatever you can do on your podcast app. Just let me know that you're tuning in. And then go follow Underground Sports Philadelphia on all social media platforms, Underground PHI. And then, follow me. That's next. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Patty Pitts. Patty with D's, not T's. And then, what else do I got to promote? I think that's it, right? That's all I got. We got to have a list.
Follow the show.
Leave a
there's a
voicemail.
whole-
Dude,
Yeah.
fucking duh. The whole fucking reason.
Duh.
Yeah, right there. There you go, Pitts. Way to be. Leave Pitts a voicemail. All right. You can tell me how dumb I am sometimes. You can tell me how you think it's dumb for CM Punk to win. You can tell me how dumb you think Dixie Carter is. That'd be great. All right. But the point is, you're leaving a voicemail, and that's what matters at the end of the day. And by doing that, or to do that, all you got to do is just go to speakpipe.com/official house show.
And all of Pitsy's links are in the bio of all of our social media accounts. So if you need the voicemail line, you need Apple, Spotify, YouTube, it's all available. But definitely subscribe to the YouTube. It's youtube.com/@official house show. Subscribe on Apple and Spotify. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to take off and go in the direction that Pitts and I both feel this show can go. So yeah, keep calling in. Looking forward to the banter you and Steve have next week as your guest producer.
That's going to be electric. I'm telling you right now. That's going to be electric. I hope he's ready for the champ.
It's going to be awesome. Pitts, turn the lights off in this house.
All right, it's time to turn the lights off and say goodbye. Oh, no, I take that back. It's time to turn the lights off and say see you later and see you next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. Remember that you can do it. All you got to do is try.